What's up, y'all? Mark Stunna. This episode is brought to you by milk tea and staying up past my bedtime. Today we're going to go over the top 5 best and top 5 worst things that I liked and disliked of the UFC, of their very first event. Now we're going to go to the top 5 things I did like. Number 1, whooping ass in a gi. Everybody is gi, no gi. A lot of people no gi only. Hey, Royce Gracie did it in a gi. It can be done. Number 2, the Shamrock Staredown. That was the first and only one of its time where you can just kind of tell you get fired up watching it because he got that look in his eye. He's ready to go. Number three, Kevin Rosier looks like the UPS man. My UPS man. Right outside the house, dropping off packages. I was very confused when I seen him on TV. I don't think it is him because he looks the same now as he did, 40 years ago at this point? So it's probably not him. But same build, facial structure, everything about him looks like the man that drives UPS. I can't get over that. Number 4, the Royce Gracie Conga line. Never has someone ever done this, went out there and been intimidating. But someone has done this, went out there and beat the mess out of somebody 2 times. They did it in the second and third fight. I don't think it's been done before, and I don't think it's been done since. Number 5. Ha 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 ha, I like to fight. Ken Shamrock. He was like, oh, there's a movie director over there. Would you want to go do movies? Actors get paid, fighters not so much. He didn't care about none of that. He just likes to fight. That's very respectable. Things I disliked. Gerard Gordeau. He is a sorry person. Number 2, hair pulling and a nut shot in the second fight. You don't need to kick nobody in the groin and you don't need to pull no hair. Hair pulling at the time was a legal move. But was it a moral move? Number 3, we got the hating ass commentators. He can't wrestle. Oh, that kick didn't hurt. If you're really like that, get in the ring right now. You getting paid to sit there and talk? You could get paid to fight if you was really about that. Number 4, I wish I had better lighting. It's just really dark in there. Might have been a product of the time. I wasn't watching TV, but also it laid the way for us to be where we're at today, so it ain't all negative. With that being said, I got one more negative for you. Number 5, since the beginning of time, commentators want to coach. People over there talking, oh, throw your left leg over, like, oh, he should be wrestling right now. If you're like that, go fight or go be a coach. Just to harass people's ears by just talking garbage, bro, nobody wants to hear that. That was the 5 things I didn't like. Ken Shamrock, you're our only hope. The UFC asked Ken Shamrock to fight in their very first event. He best represented wrestling. He was the only chance to beat a Gracie. He already was doing a little bit of MMA. He fought 4 days prior in Pancrase. This was his 3rd victory in Pancrase. He won in the first round in 44 seconds. I feel like they were trying to set him up going to the UFC though, thinking, oh, he's about to go a couple rounds, go to war, go over there beating battered and be a cakewalk. Finish the guy in a submission in 44 seconds. It's like a double-edged sword because if something like that happens, you're ready to turn around and just fight again. However, if you're beating battered, you kind of you still sore, definitely still had jet lag. Not enough time to look at his new opponents and work out a game plan, so he's kind of called an audible for going to the next event. They did not check on anyone's record. There was no fact checkers involved. Oh, you're 1,000-0? All right, sign him up. Ken Shamrock jumps off the top rope, off the electric fence with barbed wire. They had so many different ideas for what the very first cage would look like in UFC. Very much like a WWE setup from what they were originally going for, till they finally came with a voice of reason like, hey, we ain't here for the theatrics, we're here to see a fight. They end up deciding on the octagon. We are now on to Mark's Silly Corner. The BJJ glazing at UFC 1 was unreal. This boxing guy, they didn't call him a boxer, they called him a boxing guy, but they knew everything about BJJ, so they definitely had an insider on the commentary team to say these things. Any type of boxing footwork or anything like that was very limited. However, when it came to BJJ, he knew so many rules. He had him in full guard, and he said this is a Gracie jiu-jitsu move. No, that's full guard. Like, even in Japan, they was doing stuff at the time that was still full guard, not Gracie jiu-jitsu. How funny would it be if the $50,000 check they had wasn't even a real check. They were just that strong in believing that Royce was going to win. Like, they get to the very end and Gordeau end up winning, and they's like, where's my money? They were hitting a little Monopoly where they were reaching out for their pockets like, oh, actually, I think it's in the back. Let's go check over here. Be like, oh, you thought this was for real? No, it was just something like that. I feel like it was rigged for BJJ to be a showcase. Like, I don't feel like too many people argue against that for like all the BJJ knowledge they had. If they really wanted to give Royce Gracie a challenge, micro wrestling would have been represented. That's my biggest gripe with UFC 1, is that micro wrestling is nowhere to be seen. It's like, how can you call it a true combat sports event if you don't got Ivan the Micro?
I for the micro.